dozens of Broadway theaters here in Midtown, and it's not just the shows that are incredible, it's the sets as well. But when a production shuts down, most sets end up in landfills. At least they did until our next guest stepped in. She's the founder of Scenery Bags, a business that recycles discarded Broadway set materials and turns them into practical, everyday items like handbags, pillows, and her stories. One we're very happy to share as we approach Earth Day. Let's welcome Jennifer, y'all. Give it up. Such a cool idea.
Thank you so much.
I was telling you in the break, I didn't really realize everything ended up in the landfill. I thought they would reuse, but they don't reuse a lot, right?
Well, on the regional side, they do try to reuse as a cost-saving effort, but when it comes to Broadway, they're all their own LLCs. It's commercial theater, so it operates a little bit differently. And if a show's not going to tour or if it's not going to be stored for future use, a lot of times there's nowhere else for it to go but a landfill. And so when I heard that was happening, when I would see them throw away our shows, I would get heartbroken, and I wanted to do something about it.
Yeah, so how did you get the Scenery Bags off the ground? How did you get this going?
Well, in 2017, I had my first son, which afforded me time at home. Even though being a mom is the hardest job I've ever had, I was never, as a stage manager, I was out of the house all day, every day, 6 days a week. And so I had this idea in 2015, but it took me till having time to let's do this cute little maternity leave project, see if anyone else cares about what I care about. I had collected 600 pounds of theatrical waste at that time.
Where do you collect 600? Where do you
called my friends. I called my friends and asked for their trash because I'd been in this industry for almost 2 decades.
I love this call. Okay.
And it was sitting in my parents' storage unit in San Diego, and they thought, I'm sure that they would never get rid of it because I was kind of a serial entrepreneur up until this point. And then I finally came and picked it up and found manufacturers and made our first round, and that sold out in 24 hours on just Instagram. One of them went to Krista Rodriguez, Broadway's Krista Rodriguez, who posted about it. We went super viral, and I accidentally created my dream job and never ended up going back to stage management. And now, 9 years in, we've collected almost 40,000 pounds of theatrical waste.
It's such a cool thing to do for the planet, but it's also such a cool thing to do for fans of Broadway and certain shows and stuff, and to have a piece of that. It's like when I think in sports, you know, they're like breaking down a stadium, people take the chairs, they get things I think that's just a really cool thing. So tell us about the products. You have some here, right?
We have some here. So we have
I like that velvet number.
Thank you. So the velvet and the pouches, this is all the most recent revival of Cabaret.
Oh, okay.
And then this in the middle is Glenda's bubble dress from Wicked.
I was gonna say,
yes, and then we have stuffs and we have pouches. We also do home goods now. We really rely on our audience to tell us what they want because we don't want to be creating waste on our end. You only can use so many handbags. So what else can we make?
Yeah.
And then we also have jewelry out of stage floors, because the stage floors really don't decompose at all. They're made out of a really thick laminate. And so when I have an inability of saying, I can't say no. When people offer me a piece of Broadway history that's headed to a landfill, I will say, yes, of course we will take that. We'll figure out what to do. So the earrings are made out of the stage floor of the Carole King Musical. And the rings are made out of Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette. And I actually wanted to gift you.
I was going to say, interessante. I would like to buy one. I was like, wait, you're saying these? That's so interesting.
I want to gift you the earrings and ring because I know that you are yourself a fan of Carole King and Alanis Morissette, and we wanted to give you a piece of their Broadway history.
I think this is the most beautiful thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's the most beautiful thing to create, obviously I love bags and I love jewelry, but it's such a cool thing. I only like things with meaning or a message at this point. It's I don't like to just buy to buy. Usually it's oh no, this means this, or this has a meaning, or this is where I was when this happened, or my chapter of life, or whatever. This is such a special thing that you're doing, and it's also just reuse, renew, recycle, that whole thing to help the planet rather than it going to waste when people would love to be a part of it. So you also give back to the Broadway community. How so do you do?
Yes, so I knew when I started this I wanted to have a give back component, and I wanted that give back component to be introducing a new generation to theater. And so I found the Theater Development Fund, which does exactly that and so much more. So not only do they take students to see what is usually their first live theatrical performance on Broadway and off Broadway, but they teach classes, and they go into the classroom, they teach classes about theater, and then we also get to support their accessibility programs. So every Broadway ASL interpreted, closed caption, autism friendly and audio described performances, we get to support through TDF because we really believe that access to theater should be access for everyone.
For sure. You're so lovely. I love this. Thank you for the gift. That's very beautiful.